Welcome to Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capison. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
I just want a good boxing match between Fury and Deontay Wilder. That's all.
Maybe. And BJ Thomas.
If you want to know if your team's shit or not, we're talking about boxing 4 weeks into the season.
So I got a question for you guys. So have you ever played a video game and it's like kind of easy but kind of not? There's some hard pieces to it, and then you get like this massive difficulty spike, and you're like, "What the fuck? Where'd that come from?"
Oh yeah,
That's what Arkansas went through on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
That they did.
And I guess my question is, why were they number 8? Because they didn't look like the number 8 team in the nation.
SEC.
There you go. So, because the two teams they beat,
Do not get mad at them for like playing people.
but see, they rose in the rankings, and this happens
10.
every year. But they rose in the rankings because they beat Texas, who is if they're ranked like 23, 24, they beat Texas A&M, and we see what happened to them over the weekend. So maybe the preseason rankings, there's a word for it. Bullshit.
It just gets us talking. That's all they're there.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Talking about it.
Does his job.
That's all it is.
But I was watching the Michigan game, obviously, and I had the Georgia game up because BJ and I had a little side thing going on with it, and I was like, oh, it's 21 up in another first quarter. Oh, that's over.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, this isn't going the way I was hoping it would.
Yeah. But I mean, credit to Georgia's defense, man. They are nasty. Oh,
I
my
just
God.
I just needed him to be within like 14 points too. It wasn't even anything serious. They didn't even have to win. God dang.
Okay,
What the hell's going on with these people?
So pop quiz: who's actually scored the most points against Georgia all year?
Clemson.
Nope.
Who?
South Carolina.
Oh,
that's right. What do you have, 21 points?
13, I think.
13? Yeah, 13.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't allowed a point in 2 weeks.
That's what you call freaking stout defense.
Yeah, and that's how you do it.
Yeah. Now, Florida plays them next week, right?
See, but the funny thing is, if they were in the Mountain West or something, we wouldn't even be talking about that. So they must be holding somebody to 0 points. Is it SEC teams? Is that who they're holding to 0?
Well, if you still want to
that,
if you still want to classify Vanderbilt as an SEC team, I will allow it.
No, we don't have to discuss that. We can talk about everybody else they've played. We don't have to discuss Vanderbilt.
Because that's one of the teams that has not scored on them.
Vanderbilt's one of the reasons I'm hoping that they go to the European soccer model and just relegate teams. You go play BCC for the next 2 years until you figure yourself out.
But it does bring up a question: is the SEC Bama, Georgia, and no one else?
Yeah, you could say so.
Because I mean, who's the third best team in the SEC right now?
Kentucky.
What does that say?
Something. It's better than being undefeated in the Big Ten.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Will we? Because Ohio State just lost to a team that lost to, I don't even know who they lost to. They just lost.
Well, Oregon always has issue with Stanford. It's even when Harbaugh was there. Now that David Shaw is still there, they always have issues with Stanford. And I think it was like the third or fourth time in a row that Stanford has beaten an undefeated Oregon team, which is just bizarre.
Yeah.
Is it though? It seems like kind of status quo.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just the style that Stanford plays that they're able to hang with Oregon. So it's one of those things.
Man, so Ohio State can say, "Man, we lost to an undefeated." Or no, you can't say that anymore. Sure.
Yeah, well, Florida was saying, "Hey, we had this moral victory against Alabama."
Hey, I don't know what's going on at that quarterback position. I'm not saying it's all him, but at some point I would have thrown Anthony Henderson. Is that his name?
Anthony Anderson, the actor?
No, Henderson.
Oh, okay.
Henderson, the backup for Florida.
I think that's his name.
And I was looking at that. So like, In Florida's last 7 games against Power 5 teams, they are 2-0 against Tennessee and 0-5 against anyone not named Tennessee.
Hey, beating Tennessee will keep you in a job, though, if you're a coach. Around here, anyways.
Yeah. So I think Florida. I think they were overlooking
Anthony
Kentucky.
Richardson. Sorry.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Excuse me.
Yeah, because even when they started out the game, it was kind of like, well, this Kentucky, this Kentucky.
Well, I said the thing in the group chat that they had not lost in Lexington since we were in kindergarten.
But Kentucky's always tough, though. They're not a team that doesn't play hard or doesn't have talent. You know what I mean? It always seems like things come together to work against them.
Recently.
Recently. But no, when we were in school, they were terrible.
Yeah.
But about probably 2005, I'd say they started to pick up a little bit.
I think when Hal Mummy got there, I think he kind of instilled a winning culture. And, they didn't quite have the recruiting talent that other SEC teams did, but they're like, hey, you know what? We can compete with these guys. And now recently, they've been able to get some of the talent.
Well, I mean, and you could always give them seats to a pretty good basketball team too if they played football. So
yeah,
that was always a nice thing. You don't have that so much anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Kentucky plays tough. They have probably for the last 10 years or so.
Well, and Kentucky does the same thing that Michigan's doing this year is in a league of let's spread everything out, throw the ball up and down the field, just power running, and we're going to be a bizarre team on your schedule that's hard to prepare for.
Do you believe in Old Michigan yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I believe they beat a bad team on Saturday.
Spoken like a true Michigan fan. I've been burnt. I shall not be burnt anymore.
Not yet. No, I mean,
not yet.
All they proved on Saturday was they can beat a bad team when they break their quarterback in half.
It's like football's version of chlamydia. You burnt me once, you shan't burn me again.
No, because if you watch that game, Graham Mertz was heating up right at the end of the first half. He threw that touchdown pass. It was 13-10, and then they broke him. I think they caved in his chest. He was in the hospital for
whole chest caved in. He's bird chested.
He's done.
I'm pretty sure his nipples touch. Jeez,
and that was the ball game.
I was like, man, they're playing tough. I was like, oh, he's dead. That's the end of that.
Yeah. But what Michigan did show me is that they are committed to the run, and they're actually really good at it. Because Wisconsin's offense is trash, but their defense is solid. And they had given up 75 rushing yards all season, not a game, total for the season. And Michigan had like 112. So I mean that says something. Now their big things this week is can they remain focused against a really bad Nebraska team? So we'll see kind of how they handle success.
Is that game in Ann Arbor?
Nope, it's in Lincoln at night. So that it's scaring me. It's also scaring me that Vegas only has it as a 3.5 point game.
Oh, look at you! Your team's actually giving you a reason to be nervous this year. Isn't that cute? You don't reek of desperation.
Not yet.
No,
we haven't got to the NFL yet.
Sorry, that's coming from Dorian's side.
No, the desperation it comes like when we start talking about the NFL.
Oh, yeah, only my picks. The rest of my NFL season's going fucking fantastic.
BJ's not allowed to call a Cowboys game the rest of the season because the one Cowboys game that we picked, he lost. Other than that, he's been great.
I'm not picking any Cowboys games. So
I'm going to abstain from this conversation.
So anytime it's on there, there'll only two guys picking if Adam puts it. Yeah, we'll not participate. And I think the only thing that's keeping Dora Damas in his cage is Paul Nesbitt.
No, it's not. I'm waiting. Actually, me and Paul, we talk often. I just told him, I said, you know what? I said, I'm just waiting for the right time for Dora Damas to strike. You know, my first team that I think the first team that Dora Damas is probably going to predict is the Cowboys.
Hey, just tell Paul I got lunch for him. I got lunch wherever he wants. I'll buy him lunch. He'll take that crick right out of your neck. Straighten it right out.
He doesn't have to predict any Florida Gator games anymore. So
he's not even like the only one. He's just the most prominent one. You know what I mean? Like there's other people on your friends list who probably like to attack you in some way, shape, or form over your door.
Oh, just keeping them close to the vest.
So this is not going to sound like a serious question, but I was hoping for a serious answer.
Well,
good luck with that. So the SEC, as we said, is just Georgia and Alabama, and that's it. The Big Ten is probably one of the teams that are going to get in, whichever kind of.
Wait, can we just clarify that? You're talking about for national championship, right?
I'm talking for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, I'm just making sure because pretty much all of those teams that you're discrediting in the SEC would go into the Big Ten and win the championship. So.
Yeah, I'm talking get into one of the 4 teams in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, I'm clear now. Thank you.
Okay, so Bama, Georgia, assuming Georgia doesn't trip up along the way, they're probably going to get in. Okay, the Big Ten, one of those 5 teams is going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
The Pac-12 is probably playing themselves out. The Big 12 may play themselves out this weekend. Does Cincinnati have a chance?
A real chance.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. They can have no hiccups though.
No.
Yeah.
None.
No.
There can be no mistakes, no missteps.
No, they start the their American Conference schedule this week. And I was looking at the ESPN kind of power rankings, whatever. And they said that the team that has the best chance to beat Cincinnati is SMU. Let's take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. SMU was struggling against South Florida this past weekend, so the thing is that committee has a lot of Big 12 SEC people in there.
But let's also look at that though. So yes, they have a lot of Big 12 people on the committee.
Yeah.
They also have a lot of people that will be in the Big 12 in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And you know who's also going to be in the Big 12 the next 4 years? Cincinnati.
That's true. So this could be a start of them bringing them in. But my thing is, right, because first off, Cincinnati, they can't lose a game. And also, too, like teams that they play in their conference, they're going to have to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns in order to get them forward.
They're going to have to cover every single game.
Yeah, every single game.
But see, and here's the thing, though. So going on from what BJ said earlier is that Florida's going to beat Georgia. Remember, he was very proud that Florida was going to beat Georgia. So if
you act like it can't happen, you know how these rivalry games are. Shit happens.
So, but let's take that out though. So let's say Florida beats Georgia, okay,
screws everything up.
It's just completely screws everything up. And then Georgia beats Kentucky, and then Georgia, is the SEC East champion, plays Alabama in the West. Because I don't see how that does not happen. If Georgia loses to Alabama and has 2 losses, are they in the top 4? If one of those losses is to a
this is the chaos. This is the chaos I wait on every year. something crazy like this to happen, to throw the whole committee into like coronary mode, like just full on emergency room situation. I hope for this every year because it's just going to lead to a bigger playoff faster.
Well, and they've already said they delayed the 12-team playoff vote, but not the 8-team playoff vote.
More chaos, the better off we are.
Yeah, because I don't see 2 Big Ten teams making it. It's simply because, Penn State and Ohio State have to play each other. And then the winner of that's going to play Iowa. And then, Iowa's got to be undefeated. The winner of the East has got to be completely undefeated in the conference. And they would have to play each other. And it'd be a tight game. And I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I'm thinking about if a 2-loss Georgia team, will they get in the college football playoff? Honestly, it depends on how the game goes, right? So let's say, for instance, Georgia loses Florida by a field goal, right? And let's say they play a tight game against Alabama, and let's say Bama beats them by last-second Hail Mary or some crazy shit like that. Like, the committee's going to say, hey, you know what? If it wasn't for this play, Georgia could have won the game or Georgia was in the game. And I think that will be the determining factor of them getting into the 4. So I can see a 2-loss Georgia team getting in.
The thing with Georgia that gets me is that Florida has already lost twice.
Right.
Florida is further down in the rankings.
Mhm.
Okay, they're probably going to be 15, 16, 17 when they play Georgia here in a couple weeks. So if you're Georgia and you're 2 and you lose to the number 17 team, you're going to drop to probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, SEC team, they dropped to 3.
Yeah. Hell, they might lose and go up.
Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. That's how shitty most other teams are.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because there's not much you can say.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
they lose bowl games here and there, but that's the thing about football. Any given day, any team can be beaten. It's possible.
Yeah.
So,
But the SEC has that cachet to it. They're like, hey, you know what? You can lose 1, maybe lose 2. We'll find a way to get you in. I mean, you guys pretty much killed each other.
That way is
within
money.
Like
right.
30 to 40% of your favorite NFL team came out of this conference.
Right. Exactly.
It's probably closer to like a quarter, but
yeah,
it's crazy.
NFLU and Bama. So
and see, and that's the piece that I cannot overlook is how much money they would lose if Cincinnati got into the playoffs. Not so much because of Cincinnati, but because of what team was not in the playoffs.
Mhm.
How much money these conferences and the NCAA would lose, because you know that if Georgia gets in or Oklahoma gets in or whomever, there's going to be T-shirts, there's going to be hats, there's going to be all of that stuff that does not come from Cincinnati.
You're right, but here's the thing: that's the conferences losing. The NCAA is the one who doesn't want to lose, and they aren't going to lose with an underdog in there. They are not. The NCAA will not lose. The conferences will lose out. The NCAA will not lose with an underdog.
The ratings will be better, but the merchandise sales will not
until halftime.
And they don't care because they've already got their money from the commercials.
Exactly. And then Cincinnati gets slaughtered, and we'll go on about business as usual. 2 SEC teams and a Big 12 team.
But they would lose so much money with merchandising.
Yeah, but
as Yogurt said, it's merchandising.
I just hope it's not that. I hope that doesn't play. Better not play in. If Cincinnati earns their shot, they better get it.
What do you think they have? If they beat Notre Dame,
no,
pretty handily, and go through and be undefeated, you don't think they would deserve it?
I don't like it, just because of the schedule and who they're playing.
Well, you just said you can't fault them for who they play.
I can't, but it's you look at it and you look at the schedule and it's very hard in my brain. Like I want to say they did the right thing. They won 12 games. Like congratulations, they deserve it. And then I look at their schedule and it's like, who gave them a real test? Like they've been tested all year, at least not since the beginning of the season.
And that's also going to be the thing. We talked about, Georgia and how they would fall. What does Notre Dame do the rest of the season? Because if Notre Dame, no, I'm serious about this. If Notre Dame wins out, that victory becomes even bigger.
Yeah.
Don't wish that on them. Nobody wants Notre Dame to win out. Nobody does.
Yeah.
But also, SMU is currently ranked. If they keep winning, I mean, they're going to be top 20, top 15, maybe.
Above Clemson?
Yeah. They're already above Clemson.
I wonder when the last time that was.
Probably in '83 when Craig James was taking money under the table. not even allegedly. He flat out said he was doing it.
Oh no, they got Clemson higher. The coaches poll has Clemson higher.
I think the AP poll doesn't even have Clemson ranked.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Well, you can't believe that Clemson's still ranked? I can't believe that either.
I can't. No, I can't believe that they aren't still in the top 25. When's the last time you saw that? It had to be.
I think pre-Dabo, but I mean, have they looked like a top 25 team?
No, they don't deserve to be in there, but other people don't either.
This is true. So I don't know. I mean, you're right, BJ. It's going to be chaos, but it's probably going to be just the 4 conferences, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, more chaos better though, because you just know they're in their sweat and making these decisions. Because with Twitter and Facebook and Reddit and everything else the way it is, the internet will explode if they mess this up.
Oh yeah,
and they're almost guaranteed to mess it up. Like there's very few right answers at the end of the year for this. The fifth team is always going to be pissed off.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I know, like with basketball, Jay Billis always has a good point. Is like everybody complains about, the last few teams that get in, teams that got in, teams that didn't. Those teams legitimately don't have really a chance at the championship. Yeah, it's great you made the tournament. You may win a game or two here or there. That's great, but doesn't really matter. This matters.
Yeah, and the fifth team has a much higher chance of being relevant than the 65th team or the 69th team, whatever it is now.
Whatever number they're up to now.
Yeah. But so that's why I understand the struggle with that fifth and sixth team being upset with some of the decision making that happens. But I feel like that is what's pushed forward the conversation for a bigger playoff.
Well, see, and that's why I've always said that 8 is the perfect number. Because if you're going to have 5 power conferences, win your conference. Win your conference and you're guaranteed in. And if you don't like it, well, you should have won your conference. And then you have the top group of 5 team, whoever that is, whether it's BYU, Cincinnati, whomever. And then you have the top 2 remaining teams, whomever they are.
You're taking a third of the ranked teams. I think that's a good amount.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that number. Like that's a good sample size to get a good playoff, in my opinion.
And again, I mean, if you don't like it, well, you should have won.
Do something about it.
Yeah.
Right.
There are many options over the course of 15 weeks for you to do something about it.
Exactly. And it's not going to be, well, who do they play? Who didn't they play? If you're the top power, top group of 5 team, you're in. If you win your conference and you're a power 5 team, you're in. I don't care if you're Northwestern. I don't care if you're Baylor. You win your conference, you're in.
Yep. Then that'll end that whining conversation.
Yep.
But I won the American nobody cares.
No. You won the American Conference. That's great. But BYU's better.
Great. You get to play Oak Park for the championship.
Woohoo!
I agree.
So gentlemen, we'll get to the point of college about talking about our picks. These are the good picks. This is where we're actually doing good.
I don't care if we talk about the NFL picks. I don't give 2 craps if we talk about the NFL picks.
So BJ, I will say that you and me are above 500. Dorian is not. So it is what it is. But we're all within just a few games of each other. So the first game we have is Oklahoma and Texas for this week. Remember, this is at the Texas State Fair where you can get a fried Oreo dipped in ice cream and then with churros on top.
My heart just skipped.
I know, right? My heart stopped if I eat that.
I think I just pumped a chunk through.
I'll be off the floor and shit.
It sounds so good. Some people go to games to get drunk. I go to games to just swim in fried food.
It's so tasty.
Like, just like leave the game looking like a glazed donut or something. Grease everywhere. I could eat French fries right now, matter of fact. All right, so
okay, so
Texas,
who do you
Oklahoma.
got? Yep. Oklahoma's only favored by 3.5.
Yeah, Oklahoma's going to cover that. I got Oklahoma.
Dorian?
Same. Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're covering that.
Yeah.
Texas lost to Arkansas, and you just got done hammering on Arkansas.
Yeah, exactly. And see, and here's the thing. I mean, this is Oklahoma's toughest game. I mean,
that's not saying much right now.
It's not.
Like, but, this is why you guys are making my case for me. The SEC argument's like a sealed deal. We're talking about 2 conferences and both of them. This is the toughest game, and like a bottom 20 team or a mid 20s team. Like, so.
Well, but again, I go back to my point: is you want to knock on other conferences. The SEC is very, very top heavy. They have Bama, they have Georgia, and then you said yourself Kentucky.
Arkansas beat Texas, and they're about to get blown out by Oklahoma.
So we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on to the loser leaves town game, the Arkansas Mississippi game.
I've been riding the whole season so far with Arkansas. I'm not jumping ship. Man, y'all better beat Mississippi, and you better cover. Jeez, it's only a touchdown.
So Dorian,
yeah, you know what? I'm thinking of what I saw when they played Bama. This probably be the first time. I think BJ is right, man. I'm gonna go with Arkansas. I think Arkansas will bounce back and get some Ole Miss.
nah, I'm going Mississippi.
I think Lane Kiffin's got the points.
Yeah, you know, and I think Arkansas is just fraudulent. We just got done talking about them, that they were ranked high because they beat a bunch of crap teams that had high profiles.
Oh, I'm not talking about their ranking. I haven't mentioned their ranking once. If you go back and listen to the podcast, I'm not talking about their ranking. They're a tough team. They ran into a really good team yesterday or last week. So
yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to score much more than they did against you.
Well, they can't score less.
Exactly. See, that's how you make predictions right there.
So yeah, so funny story about that. You know, I'm sure you guys have seen the games now recently, and they have like the little football for who has possession. And so my wife walked in one time. She went, "Why does Michigan have -7 points?" Like, because they have the football. It's not a negative; it's the football.
Because they're trash. That's why. Absolute trash. Please tell me you've had this conversation with her about how Ohio State lost to Oregon, who then lost to Stanford.
No, not yet.
Not yet. It happened last week, 2 weeks ago.
No, they lost to Stanford on Saturday.
Are you scared of her? A little. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't answer that question.
It was hard enough, like to live when they lost to Oregon. I don't want to bring that back up.
Trying to teach you how to do it.
There's a reason why I'm married and you're not.
Yeah, I like to twist the knife. I like twist the knife. Twist it.
BJ trying to get you killed, AK. No
Yeah, pretty much.
I hope you like your couch.
So the next game is Penn State and Iowa. This is in Kinnick Stadium. I don't know how much you guys follow Big Ten football, BJ. I'm sure you don't care because it's North End Mason-Dixon line. But if you have a chance, please catch the end of the first quarter of this game. Have you guys heard of the tradition that Iowa has now? So
how? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. You just said tradition now. Those things don't make sense.
Well, they just started this, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, so they do a thing. It'll be a tradition when your kids are old.
Yeah. So what happened was just 4 or 5 years ago, they built a children's hospital right next to the stadium.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And right above the stadium, they have a couple floors that are just all glass, and they bring the kids up during football games, those that can, and so they can watch. Well, when the students were going back for the first game, when they said this, they all kind of got together and went, at the end of the first quarter, let's all wave to the kids. And so the student section did it the first time, and then after that, the entire stadium at the end of the first quarter will wave to the children at the children's hospital. It is really super cool.
I think ESPN did something about that. Last season, I believe it was
something like that. It may have been the season before, because I don't think there were fans in the stands last year. But
that's right. So I think you're right. I think it was previous season.
But yeah, it is super cool. It is super nice to watch. So I do have a thing with Iowa is beware Kinnick Stadium at night. This game's not quite at night. It's at 4 o'clock, but it'll end at night. Funky things tend to happen at Kinnick Stadium when it's dark. It's a weird vibe that they have there. So with all that in mind, I know I've tried to sway your picks. BJ, who you going to this one?
I like defense. I'm going Iowa.
Dorian?
Same. I'm going with Iowa. Kinnick Stadium is hard to win now.
Yeah. I'm worried about Penn State having some magic, but I like Iowa's defense.
Yeah, I'm going with Iowa too. And here's the thing with Iowa. I was looking at the schedule. This is it. If they win this game, they are in the Big Ten title game. I mean, they're every other team left is trash because they play in the West. So Wisconsin's down this year and Nebraska's down, and they don't play any other big teams from the East. They avoid Michigan, they avoid Ohio State, they avoid Michigan State. So this is it for them. Penn State, they've got Iowa, they've got Penn State. I'm sorry, they got Michigan State, they got Michigan, and they got Ohio State left on the schedule. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
So, the last game is Georgia versus Auburn. Speaking of people who have magic in them, I have no idea how in the God's name Bo Nix completed some of those passes that he completed on Saturday.
That touchdown pass was nuts. Nuts. I don't know what to say about that. He ran around in the middle of a bunch of giants.
Yeah.
They were trying to kill him. Juked a couple of them out, wiggled, and was like, that guy's open, and decides to dive towards him and throw it at the same time. I was like, oh, this is a no play touchdown.
Well, it was so funny. I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, okay, he's sacked. Okay, well, no, he's gonna be sacked there. Or no, he's gonna be sacked there. Okay, he's thrown away. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Yeah.
Damn. And I texted the group chat for you guys, and BJ, you were up. You were like, I don't know what just happened.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. You just have to go. This is something I'm gonna. You just have to go do your own research on that play.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Yes. Do your research on YouTube, like everyone else does their research.
Yeah. I don't suggest you do it on anything else but this.
Yeah. So, but with that in mind, do you think that Bo Nix gonna have magic? No. Just
no. Georgia covers too.
Georgia covers.
Yeah, 14.5. Yeah.
Dorian.
Yeah, got to pick those dogs, man. Bo Nix going to be running for his life.
Do they cover?
Actually,
15 points.
I say, yeah, Georgia cover. I had to think about it. Yeah, they'll cover. I think their defense is going to score the points, though. I think their defense is nasty enough. Their defense remind me of like the Ravens of, was it? I think it was 2006. Ravens of 2000. The second year that they went to the second time they went to the Super Bowl, when they went up against the 49ers is what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Because
the Kaepernick year.
Yeah, the Kaepernick year, because like they're just nasty, like from their front seven to their DBs, like it just seems as if like they're capable of, if they get an interception, they're capable of taking it to the house, man. Like I really like Georgia's defense.
Yeah, I'm picking Georgia to win. I'm waffling on the spread. I mean, it just
get off the fence.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Auburn to at least beat the spread.
Okay. All right. So Georgia wins. Auburn beats the spread.
We'll go with that. But
all right.
And talking about Georgia's defense, I've yet to see a defense as good as that 2001 Miami Hurricane defense.
Ooh.
Georgia's close,
those years.
But it's just depressing now. But
shut up, BJ. Don't say nothing.
I don't need to. It says it itself now. It used to need the you used to need me to describe that they aren't really that great. They're terrible, or they're just got a shitty organization. Now it just does it all itself. Like ESPN's got it now.
Yeah.
That's what you hit rock bottom. But even ESPN,
they drug
you.
Yeah, they drug you guys for a decade trying to prop you guys up. It didn't work,
and they just stopped.
And they just stopped. They're like put them on the Ocho.
No. It's like, what channel Miami plays on today? ESPNU. Oh,
y'all are about to be on the ACC network too.
Yeah, we are Florida State. Man, talk about fall from grace, man.
So I mean, who gets fired?
No, fall implies like it might have been slow. You guys kind of like rocketed into the ground. It was more like you had propulsion on the way
down. No, we didn't Florida State the thing. No. I mean, we
I don't know
a lot.
I don't know,
bro. We didn't Florida State that.
How many times you morons got to pay players and figure out that it's illegal, and then you mess yourself up so bad while it's illegal that you can't even function now that it's legal.
Well, okay, no. Dorian's got a point. Because Florida State's been good more recently. So Florida
So-
State just fell off a cliff because Jimmo fucked that up, and then
Yeah, but if you let Miami players tell their university so much higher than Florida State, that see what I'm saying? There's a height difference in the drop.
yeah, well, you could say the same thing about Ohio State and Michigan, but Michigan players don't poop in coolers. So
That sounds like a
Oh.
Texas thing.
no, it was Ohio State fans.
It's Ohio State. I read about that.
Ohio's like North Texas though. It's like Texas with more rust.
Yeah.
Ah, man, those Buckeye fans listen to this podcast.
Oh,
I
they're
can't
gonna
wait
kill
for
me
the
anyway, so I don't really care.
If they're listening to us, their season is really shitty. Listen to us just shred them.
Well, after seeing how one Buckeye fan responded to a professional media member, like, maybe not.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, that was classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What kind of gun are you gonna put in your mouth when they make the championship?
Yeah,
That's an interesting statement from that was an email, I believe, too, wasn't it?
yeah. It was an email from a State Farm representative. He sent it from his work email.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, I'm just a big Ohio State fan. You're a moron. That's what you are.
Yeah.
He's probably still
Moron.
salty. He's probably still salty because Brett McMurphy's the same guy that broke the Zach Smith trade or story. So
Damn.
Sensitive subject.
yeah.
And I thought Bama fans were bad.
No. Now, Bama fans just don't have anything else to live for. Ohio State fans are just living the sea of sadness.
That's why I know they've been paying these Alabama players for years, because there's nothing for miles around that university.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's like a hole in the middle of the forest.
And Gainesville's bad, but not that bad.
I don't know. You go east. You go east or west out of town, it gets a little sketchy.
Oh yeah. And north.
And
That
so,
area
North's the worst. North's the worst. I tell you,
between Gainesville and Tallahassee, that's
Boy,
no man's land there, man.
boy, if you are on 75 in Florida and you're north of Gainesville, stay on 75. Don't get out of your car until you get to Georgia.
Exactly.
Get out of your car in Valdosta. Pee, walk, get gas, whatever you need to do. Don't stop
Exactly.
anywhere in between Gainesville and Valdosta. There's
No.
nothing there. There's nothing there but a shitty east-west interstate that has potholes the size of VW bugs.
True. Thanks. Yeah, it's bad over there, man.
Oh, I just had to drive that. Oh, it was a terrible ride.
Ooh.
I know I messed the suspension in that truck up. I know I
well, we've got friends that live up there too.
did. Ugh.
I got family members live up there, and let's just say they come here to visit because we ain't going up there.
When I was little
man.
and we moved down here, my mom said, "You want to go further in the south? Go north."
Yep.
Yeah. Literally, I've had people
Boy.
tell me. I had people tell me anything south of Jacksonville is pretty much. Well, I can't repeat what they said, but yeah, what your mom said is true.
Yeah.
Hopefully you catch the drift, but they.
Yes.
Anything south of
Everything you're
Jacksonville.
thinking, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything.
If God were to give the world an enema, the tube would be placed roughly in that area.
Yeah.
Right up Palatka.
Right up. Oh my God. Oh man, I want to say so many things about Palatka. God, that'd have been the perfect place for nuclear testing. Maybe it was. Who knows?
Oh man.
Best thing
Putnam
about
County.
Palatka is the damn Zaxby's.
The best thing about Palatka is it can go through it quickly.
Yeah.
But I'm hitting that Zaxby's though.
You do that.
I can't believe they have an East Palatka. It's like, you guys big enough to have an East Palatka? Like, it's crazy.
Well, Palatka smelled so bad they just moved some of the people east and called the East Palatka because they're too dumb to name it anything else. I'm gonna get shot. I'm moving in with y'all.
We're gonna take a break before BJ just says something completely bad.